What this does for me is it helps me to put in perspective everything that I've done and everything that I've accomplished ever since the day that I decided that I was going to do something different with my life. Ever since I decided that I needed to get different results, and ever since I realized that I needed to change myself to get those better results, I have been constantly moving forward. And the way that I don't get lost in the weeds with it is by doing these videos, by using you all as kind of a sounding board, by bouncing the things that have been going on with me off of you all. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Free Hours. Your boy Trevor Turner, and we're back with another video. We're back with another video in the 5 years from now series. This is an update video. See, this is a series that I wanted to do to kind of show the progress that I was making over the course of time, after I'd gotten out of prison. And I kind of got lost in it. I kind of, overstretched myself with other commitments. I have a lot going on. But, my homegirl, who she follows as much of the long-term content as she can. She watches as much of the short stuff as she can. She calls me for advice. She talks to me about stuff that she has going on in her life, right? And but the difference is that, she knows everything that I got going on. So she watches the video, but she also gets to see the results firsthand. And she was like, yo, we need another update video. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm trying to introduce a concept. I'm trying to introduce an idea that does not give results overnight. But the thing is like, there are tangible results to this. Like, I'm living proof. I'm the guinea pig for my own idea. I've been utilizing these ideas. I've been utilizing all the concepts that I've been bringing in my ABC series, in the things that I've been building up towards. I'm utilizing everything that I talked to you all about. I utilize all these books that I mentioned. I utilize all these studies that I mentioned, all of these techniques that I mentioned. And the thing is like, no, you don't see results overnight, but over the course of time, over the course of weeks, over the course of months, over the course of a year now, that I've been out of the MCRP program with no ankle monitor on, like, things have been happening. Things have been going on. There have been results. And at the end of the day, it's not just for y'all, it's for me too. Because I journal a lot. I write down the things that I do. I write down my challenges. I write down my accomplishments, the things that I'm grateful for. But one of the things that happens is that when I say it out loud, when I verbalize it, when I look into this camera and I talk about the things that I have been doing, the things that I got going on, the accomplishments, the steps that I've taken, the steps that I've made, how far I've come, it shows me something a little bit different. It shows me that it's possible. It shows me that this works. It shows me that even though I'm not getting the immediate results that everybody wants to get, but I am getting results. I am getting somewhere. It's like tracking your progress when it comes to working out. Like, you're not going to see the immediate results. You're not going to see yourself starting to show muscle definition or starting to see your six pack or starting to see, like, I don't even see those things now, but it's like, over time, I've noticed myself getting stronger, and I write those things down. I go back and it's like, okay, I'm getting stronger. My endurance is getting up there. Like, I'm starting to fit my clothes better. And this is the same way. When I talk about monthly and weekly reviews in all of my videos, this is what I have been supposed to have been doing to show you what that looks like with these 5 years from now videos. And my homegirl reminded me of that. My homegirl reminded me of why it's important. It's not just me getting up here and talking shit and just being like, hey, this is what I got going on. This is what I've been doing. Step your game up. No, it's literally a monthly, a weekly, whatever review to show the effects of what's going on, to show that also changes can be made, how to implement changes, and how to get it to where it is that you're going, utilizing something as simple as the free hour, right? So let's dive in it. Obviously, the series is going to take a little bit more of a serious commitment to it, just because she reminded me of how important this particular thing is. Because, when I got out, unless you knew me before I got out, you didn't know who I was as a person. You didn't know, like people I know now who knew me before, they can pinpoint to you my behaviors, the way that I talk, the way that I carry myself, the habits that I have now. When I go to sleep, when I wake up, the way that I dress, they can pinpoint to you all sorts of changes that they saw immediately as soon as they saw me again after I got out of prison. For people who didn't know me before, it's very hard to put those changes into words. You know, I changed my whole mindset. I changed my whole life to the point where I changed my whole beliefs. I changed my attitudes. I changed my heart. Not just my mind, but I changed my heart. And in Think and Grow Rich, which I'm actually going over again, I'm going over it again, but I'm going over it with, someone else. They talk about, it's not about just changing your mind. It's not about just changing your thoughts, it's about changing your heart, changing who you are at the core of yourself, at the core of your person. And that is one of the things that I have done, that I did. And in earlier aspects of these videos, I described that. I'm going to touch on it really quickly again to show you the further evolution from, I think, the last time that I did that. I went from being extremely selfish and only caring about myself or a very select few people to now caring about people that I don't even know, to caring about people that come behind me, to caring about people from similar situations as me, and to caring about people that don't even have the same or similar situations to me. And the way that that has expressed itself is in the leadership roles that I've taken, the leadership roles that I've put upon myself, even though some of them were like a little bit of overcommitment and I had to make adjustments. Like I was the president of Umoja Club. I ended up resigning from that because it was an overcommitment with everything else that I had going on. I'm also the president of the A2 Men Student Charter at my campus, right? So mind you, at one time I was the president of both of these things. That's like I'm the unofficial leader for all the blacks on the campus, right? Because I cared about advocating for people. I cared about going to bat for people. And the thing is that I didn't look at myself as somebody who could be easily shaken. I didn't look at myself as somebody who could be easily, told to shut up or go away. And also, I don't bite my tongue. That's something that actually has changed about me, because before I would be rude to people and I would say what was on my mind in a rude way, but I wouldn't be assertive with people in all situations. Now, I know how to be assertive. I know how to be cordial yet assertive, but I know how to tell somebody like, hey, I see what it is that you're trying to do to other people. I see what it is that you're trying to do to people who look like me, people who are in situations like me, and go fuck yourself. But in that cordial, respectful speak. And that's what I have been working on. That's what I've been doing. And the evidences of that is because I just got back from General Assembly. I actually got back today, where we were with the SSCCC, that's the Student Senate, California Community Colleges. And I was down there pushing a resolution to make it to where people who are formerly incarcerated could utilize their parole plans for purposes of establishing intent to remain in California for out-of-state tuition or residency purposes for tuition. I was down there pushing that resolution. It got passed on the consent agenda. So now it still has places that it has to go to actually become something that's a law, but it has sponsorship of this huge organization that represents, students from California community colleges. And the thing is that I had help with it. I didn't do it by myself. Elise Miller, Raya Rafa, Cindy Miranda. Is Miranda her middle name or her last? I don't know. But the president, the vice president, and the director of legislative affairs at Bakersfield College Student Government helped me every single step of the way. And the thing is because the reason that they helped me is because they saw that I genuinely cared about this. And it wasn't just for me, because I've told you in a previous video, I had my own tuition thing taken care of to where I no longer had to worry about it for myself. But I thought about other people who had to worry about it, and I took it through and I saw it through to the finish. So that's just got passed. That just got passed. I got another thing. I've been to a lot of different conferences for Umoja. I've been to a lot of different things for Amen. I've been meeting people. I've been networking with people. But here are the two main things that have happened from all of these different things. I got my tribal enrollment done. I'm now officially an enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation. I was able to trace back, obviously, through my mom's side, because my mom's enrolled, my aunt is enrolled, my grandma was enrolled, like everybody was enrolled all the way back, and I got that done. That was, for me, a huge victory, because there was a time when I didn't care about connecting with all aspects of my culture. I didn't love myself enough to connect with my culture or learn anything about my culture, but now I do. So I chased that, and I got it done. And I know to people who know, they know how big of a deal that is, how big of a step that is. And if you don't know, it's like being locked in and reunited with all of your long lost cousins so that you can finally learn what your family was really like. So you can finally learn about who your people were, who your history was, learn about an aspect of yourself, learn language, learn, where you come from. Creation stories, those things that were, I'm not going to say denied, but those things that were not ever talked about in school, those things that weren't talked about even in the home. Now there are things that I am able to access and, talk to people, like I can enroll now in, I believe in language courses to where I can learn Cherokee language or Cherokee Nation language or whatever dialect they have. It's on their website and I got to learn more about it. But to me, like, it's just so exciting and it's super important. Next, one of the things is, I got really goal oriented. I'm really chasing after what it is that I want. And I applied to a whole bunch of different colleges. One of the things is I looked really down on myself. I didn't have a lot of self-confidence or very good self-esteem. So I applied to a whole bunch of different colleges. And here's why I applied to a whole bunch of different colleges. I was thinking that because of my record, because of my past fuck-ups, even at Jackson State University back, the people who was down there with me, they know I didn't perform up to my potential or up to expectations. They know that I didn't have a very good GPA. But the thing is, the people who know me now, they knew from jump. They were telling me, why would you apply to so many colleges? You're going to get into all of these colleges and you're still not going to be able to decide where you want to go. And I'm like, no, I applied to all of these so that way they'll help me narrow it down by denying me where to go. And as of today, every single college that I have applied to has accepted me. So I applied to 5 Cal States. They all accepted me. I applied to 4 UCs. I've heard back from 3. The other one hasn't rejected me yet. I just haven't heard back. I've applied to, some more prestigious colleges and stuff. They're still in the process of doing their application reviews. But the thing is like, I haven't had my choices narrowed for me like I thought they were going to be. The hours that I put in, the small changes that I put in, are just they're coming to big results. I'm not super smarter than everybody, but the thing is that I put more time, I put more effort than I used to, than I ever thought that I ever would. Like when they tell us that we have to read something, I'm reading that stuff. When they tell us we have to write something, I'm starting to write that day. I'm utilizing my hours. I'm utilizing my free hours towards becoming a better student, towards becoming a better human being, towards becoming a better, teacher of people through what I'm doing right now. I'm utilizing those things in an efficient and productive way, utilizing the things that I talk to you guys about in my videos. Next, going to Texas to see family over spring break, so that's really good. Things are just looking great. Things are just going really well. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. This is why I need to write an outline for when I do. I won't have such a long break in between the next one, so it won't be that difficult to remember all of the things. God, fucking busy. I got awarded in a fellowship to go to Egypt in the summer to study abroad with the Umoja program. Everything is paid for, it's free. I got awarded that fellowship. Due to the hard work, due to my involvement, due to my diligence, like this wasn't just something that was given to me. And for the longest time, because I'm still working on, the way that I look at myself and how I hold the regard that I hold myself in. Like, I earned that. I earned that. That wasn't given to me. That wasn't that's not a special program that they just give to people. Like, I did that. I got that and I earned that. Utilizing these habits, utilizing these tactics, utilizing these things that I've been doing to better myself and change my heart. And, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I want to tell the most important thing. I don't think there's anything else before the most important thing. I mean, obviously, you see the setup. You see the setup is looking good. I got my books popping, and I read out of these books a lot. One of the things I'm probably going to get into is reading for audiobooks where I can read books. So, if I get into that and I start putting up, hey, I read this book, get the audiobook version of it, check me out, support me on that, please. I got some awards for MLK breakfast, for involvement in the community, for things I've been doing. I'm going to be speaking I spoke on a panel for African American Scholars, Black History Month. I got invited to speak on a men's mental health panel to talk about the things that I talked to y'all about. And then I think one of the most important things is that I've been connecting with, a lot of different people to be able to talk to them about the challenges that they go through. And I've been helping people. People have been telling me that, I've been helping them to get through the things that they have going on. And I think that is just as important as everything else. But the most important thing, and this is the last thing real quick, I got off parole. I am off parole. So as of March 18th, I am off parole. I got it in the mail. I was stressing it because my old parole officer was like, yeah, we already signed off on your thing. My supervisor signed off everything. You off parole. Congratulations. You'll get a text from us. So you'll get something from us to let you know exactly when. And then I got a call after that from another dude talking about, hey, this is your new parole officer. I need to know your schedule so I can come see you. And I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be off parole. What are you talking about? But then, I'm trying to call him, trying to have him come visit me before the month is up, before April starts. I don't want to get in trouble for not seeing nobody. And before I even get a call back from him, I go out to the mail, I get the little thing, discharge card. I'm off parole. And that was actually less than a year that I got out of the MCRP program, because I got out of the MCRP program in March 26th. The date on the discharge was March 18th, which was, the date that I started working for counseling department and Rising Scholars, and I've come a very, very long way. I've come a very long way from there. But I'm still taking everything one day at a time. I'm still taking everything 1 hour at a time. And that is what I think is the most important. Also, I don't know exactly how I'm going to be able to share it just yet. We're going to be trying to showcase it on the Bakersfield College's campus. I made a documentary for Second Chance Month that features a lot of students from not only Bakersfield College, but I have supporters. I also have Rising Scholars students who are formerly incarcerated and justice impacted, who are featured in this documentary. It's a really short documentary, but it's the first one that I ever did, and I did it by myself. And man, it's just something that I really want to continue to do. It's something I want to get better at. It's something I want to bring to you, to everyone, to as many people as possible. And yeah, man, if you are starting this journey with me, if you are coming and checking out these videos, one of the things that I want to remind you is that when I made the decision to change my life, I was in the county jail. I knew I was going to prison. I knew I wasn't coming home for years. And I say this all the time. I tell this story all the time, but I think it's important to remember how quickly things can change once they start to change. Because I was in prison working on the outlines for the topics that I wanted to talk about on these videos. I was doing the work as if somebody was going to come in with a camera that day and ask me to explain these things. I was working on the things I was going to say. I was going to work on my vocabulary. I was working on how I was going to present things. I was working on what does it look like? What is my space going to look like? And it doesn't look like it did in my mind yet, but the thing is, it's evolving and it's getting there. And I was doing that when I was in prison, when I didn't know when I was going to be able to do this. I was changing my mind. I was changing my thoughts. I was changing my habits. I was changing my behaviors. And it took years. It took years to even get to the point where I could start to make progress. This is a journey that is not even close to the destination, but I'm not close to the beginning anymore. This is a journey that started years ago. So if you're just starting on this journey, be patient. Give yourself grace. Give yourself time. Remember, nothing good happens overnight. Nothing good happens overnight. Work so hard and work in silence and work in secret, work behind the scenes, so that way the people on the outside looking in may think it happened overnight, but you know it didn't. You know how it came to you. You know how you did it, all right? Make sure to check out these other videos. I just got done doing the H video on the productivity series. Make sure to check out the emotional intelligence video. Don't act on emotion. Control yourself. You can choose how you want to react. You can choose basically how you want to feel about stuff, or not how you want to feel about stuff, but you can choose how you're going to let those feelings affect you. You can choose how you're going to live your life. You can be mindful. Remember where it is that you're trying to go. You can be productive. You can be efficient. You can self-actualize. You can forgive. And you can achieve. You can succeed. And you can thrive. All right? That was a little bit longer of a video just because I haven't done it in a minute. The next one is going to come, in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be shorter because, these things don't happen. It may seem like a lot has happened in a very, very short amount of time, but I haven't done one of these since last year, months and months ago. That's why it seems like it's so much. But like over the course of time, it's going to be small changes. It's going to be small achievements. And then all of a sudden, you're going to look back and say, damn, like I came a long way. I came a long way. And that's how I feel. That's how I want y'all to feel. Thanks for joining me. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the ABC series. Go all the way back to the beginning if you need to. Check out all these different series, man. Let me know. Let me know if there's a topic you want me to talk about and you're not able to wait for it to come up in another series. You need it now. Let me know in the comments or send me a message. Email me, thefreehour@gmail.com. Email me. Let me know what's up. Get at me on social media. And we're going to get this shit bracking, all right? It's your boy Trevor Turner, and that's been 5 years from now. There's your update with me. Deuces.